Well, good morning, everybody. This is Keith with Positively Osceola. Happy Saturday morning. Certainly a great day to have coffee, but wait, they're all great days to have coffee. That's how I'm opening up the show today, having some coffee, adjusting some tech. Hope you had a great Friday, great week behind us, and continue to adjust a few things. Hope you had a great week, certainly a busy week in Osceola County. Lots of things going on. We're going to talk about a few of those things today. But first, like I said, we're going to have a little more coffee. Hope you guys, if you're a coffee person, as I tend to be, don't know why that is such a big deal, but somehow as I get a little older, kind of coffee got more important. So we're super glad to be able to bring you a little bit of what news is happening in and around Osceola County. That's what we do. We like to do it on a daily basis, 2 or 3 times a day. You're certainly going to see much more of that from us, from Positively Osceola, as our audience is continuously growing. I think we're at 35,000 followers now, which is a big deal. We're very honored to be able to say that. And so I'm kind of rambling just to get some people on. I had one more sip of coffee because that's, again, what I do. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like that coffee. And so good morning to everybody, and we're going to kind of make this an official start to the show. Here we go. Guess you're catching the theme by now. Certainly a coffee thematic moment brought to you by Positively Osceola. And I am Keith. And like I said, lots of things going on this morning. And so I'll try to shake off the cobwebs myself this morning. And we're coming off of a very busy Friday night. Lots of football going on in Osceola County. And we are once again proud to share a lot of that with you. So we're going to do that this morning. I'm going to start off with that football vibe. Just because it seems like the thing to do. So we'll do that real quick for you. But as I said, I hope you're, go ahead and share this thing and give us some likes, some hearts, man, if you're into it. And we'll start with a little football. Just going to give you the scores this morning. I'm going to show you a lot more of what did take place in and around Osceola County. Certainly a different season in the Osceola County School District's varsity football and all the other fall sports as well. Certainly different because of the pandemic that affected everything. We didn't expect that it would go on as long, certainly as it has. And so as it moved closer into the deeper portions of the summer, we saw it start to adjust the schedules for football, which typically start early, play-wise, early in August. And it went a month late. Didn't do much for dropping the temps, though, at the games. I'm telling you, they're pretty warm out there. We were at, I was out there with some people and staff last night at Tohopekalaga High School. The Tigers swatted the Chargers pretty good, but I'll talk about that in a second. Had some other staff out at the St. Cloud High School game where the Cowboys handily beat Brian Smart's guys, the Bulldogs. Love both the teams. We see both teams all the time and talk to coaches all the time. Great men, and there are a lot of that around the district for sure. We're blessed to be able to meet so many fine young athletes and those coaches and their staff and volunteers, great people. I'm going to run that down real quick. As you'll see, the picture right there was you see the Bulldogs kind of chasing the Cowboys, which is kind of depicting what the game was like. Osceola took that one 35-13. Second half was running clock, so St. Cloud didn't score actually in the fourth quarter, and so that's what you're seeing right there. So that puts Osceola at 3-0, and the St. Cloud Bulldogs also having a great season at 2-1. Bishop Moore handily beat the Harmony Longhorns 41-0. They've been beating up on people this season. Bishop Moore has been traveling into Osceola County. We were just talking about this with a couple of guys on staff, and Bishop Moore being traveling into Osceola, having some fun doing it. Boone had their way as well with an Osceola team. Boone High School 55, Gateway 0, hoping for Marlon Roberts' team to grab a W here soon. It wasn't going to happen against Boone, though, last night. Tohopekalaga, as I said, dominated the game against the Chargers. Wasn't that way in the beginning. Really could have been either team. They were scored. I think that they were tied into the second quarter, if I'm correct, at 14. That happening at Tohopekalaga High School. Beautiful night out. My gosh, it was just gorgeous outside, and we enjoyed being out there. And again, love seeing the school districts, principals, they're out there making sure things are done right. And they're doing them very safe. Hats off to Toho High School, constantly announcing social distancing guidelines, just being good about it. It was a good night for everyone, except for the Chargers. Probably went home with that loss. Again, that was 52-26. The Tigers win over the Chargers. Toho will take on Orlando Christian Prep at home next week. And then Ridge Community came in and took away the win as well, 52-21 over the Poinciana Eagles. And that is going to be it as far as sports this morning. We're going to go back to some straight up hardcore news, folks. Not really hardcore, more positive side, but we're going to do that for you right now. I'm going to play with some of the tech stuff for you, get the football guys out of there, and move on from there. Let's see what we can get going. Everything is so organized. Who could make a mistake? I would be that guy. All right. So here we go. Moving on. Osceola County School District is planning ahead by allowing students in all grade levels to have a full day of school on the Wednesdays when state and national testing will be administered. As such, parents should be advised that there will be no early release of students on the following Wednesdays. That would be October 14th, which seems to be out of order, actually. So May 5th, 2021, May 12th, 2021, May 19th, 2021, and I've also got that October 14th, 2020. So that is an odd date to have in there, but it must be one that's coming up in it. I guess it is. So October 14th is as well included in those 4 dates. So mark those on your calendar. Certainly that's getting texted out to parents as well. Students will be dismissed from school on these days or those days as they normally would on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. By lengthening the Wednesdays during testing, it allows more flexibility of the school-wide testing schedule. Schools will now have options to build in more opportunities for breaks between the different testing sessions to allow students to stretch, relax, and to refocus. Big deal. For more information, go to positivelyosceola.com and click on today's broadcast. There you have it. Cool. And as we talk, every minute moves us closer to the holiday season. Isn't that crazy? So this next segment is pertaining to that. If I can find the graphic for that bad boy, and I don't see. There it is right there. Cool. Well, that kind of gives away what the story's about, right? Let's see if we can find out what we're going to be talking about. It's a slight delay, but here we are. The St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce has announced that their 2020 Christmas parade is back on the calendar, having been pulled for a few days. City of St. Cloud City Manager Bill Sturgeon actually convened a meeting with Wednesday, October 7th, with St. Cloud Main Street, Paula Stark, and Chamber of Commerce CEO and President Dirk Webb, and requested that the organizations work together to put the popular event back on its original date of December 5th. The Chamber of Commerce has developed a safety plan after that meeting to minimize the risk to participants and observers. Although the event is outside, they are requesting that the public adhere to the following protocols to ensure a safe and fun Christmas parade in St. Cloud. As always, if you're sick or running a fever, please stay home, whether you are an entrant or a viewer of the parade. Safe distancing in accordance with current CDC guidelines, of course, the 6 feet apart thing, and just being, cognizant of other people around you. As always, hand washing, sanitizing stations will be available along the parade viewing route, but go ahead and wash your hands before you actually go out to the parade. That'll help. Volunteers will display reminders. Please wear your mask. Masks will be available for those who wish them to be needed for them. No candy or other items will be thrown from parade entrance. Kind of a drag, right? Because that's always fun. But as always, the parade will be live streamed by us, Positively Osceola, on Facebook and Instagram. This year, both of those will be live streaming. So if you're an Instagram fan, you'll see us live streaming that parade. And of course, Facebook, where we have 35,000 followers, we'll be streaming as well. We get right on the route, and we're going to do that as well safely. Also, St. Cloud's local public access channel, which is 499. Mark and J.B. Miller will be out there working it, and they do a great job with the city of St. Cloud. We appreciate them. So great news. Christmas parade is back, and they're going to do that thing safely, and it's going to be large. All right. So hopefully that works for you as well. That was quite the that did bring up a varied amount of opinions as far as the parade, for sure. And that's okay. That's what we're all about, right? Discussing things. And so the parade is back on. And let's see if I can get this text back on as well. All right, to increase access to COVID-19 testing, the Florida Department of Health in Osceola County has announced free COVID-19 testing at the following locations in Osceola County coming up this week. Tuesday, October 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Merida Community Center. That's on 707 Sawdust Trail in Kissimmee. Also, Tuesday, October 20th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at First Baptist Church of Kissimmee at 1700 North John Young Parkway in Kissimmee. Appointments are not required for those testing events, and walk-ups will be accommodated. Those seeking testing are asked to wear a mask, as always, and bring a pen to complete paperwork. You can visit osceola.org/COVID-19 testing for a list of current testing locations and events in Osceola County, or go to our website, positivelyosceola.com, and once again, click on today's broadcasts. And that's a big deal. You know, Jeremy Lanier, who is part of the communications in Osceola County, as far as from the FDOH, does a great job. And, you know, we appreciate Jeremy and the everybody over at Florida Department of Health. It's been a tough little season here for sure. So we appreciate everything those guys are doing over there, and trying to keep people tested and get this thing behind us. We want this in the rearview mirror for sure. Everybody does. So hopefully that'll happen relatively soon. Moving on. Homework, as you know, is a common source of stress during any year of school. But with many changes to school this year, homework might look just a little bit different or a lot different these days, depending, and new challenges might already be cropping up. Join Huntington Learning Center this Thursday at 1 p.m. for a free skills-focused webinar in which our education or their education expert will address how homework might vary depending on your child's learning setup, tips for children to be successful, whether doing traditional practice or extension, hybrid homework, or completing at-home schoolwork, parents' appropriate level of homework involvement, and so much more. Huntington is hoping that you'll take advantage of this awesome free webinar from Huntington Learning Center. And just to register, just go to huntingtonhelps.com, look for resources in the top menu, and then it'll drop down to webinars, click on that, and that'll give you all the information you need about this webinar. And let me just tell you personally, the webinars are hugely informative. They're not trying to sell you anything. This is a free webinar. This is what they do. And it couldn't be any more timely given the pandemic and the challenges that everybody's going through as far as education right now. The school district's doing a great job. Huntington does a great job in supplementing and really getting under these students in their education, getting with them and figuring out how to help them best, getting them prepared. We have nothing but awesome praise reports of Huntington Learning Center. And so we really highly recommend them. If you're finding any frustration at all, any challenges, look to them, huntingtonhelps.com. That is in St. Cloud, actually, but you can certainly travel that way. It is highly worth it. So I'm going to take a couple seconds to get a little more coffee. Gosh, I love coffee. You know, I like it black because I like to taste that coffee. So let's see where we're at here right now. I'm pretty sure we're moving along on this one, folks. Hang there tough with me for a second. Yeah, there we go. Not the most positive point of this particular broadcast, but we do want to report on these things. People ask us that, you know, and this is something that's about public safety. That's why we share this. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office, the United States Marshal Service, and FDLE conducted a joint operation recently to verify the compliance of the 550 registered sexual offenders and predators in Osceola County. The compliance operation, which was called Operation 2020 Vision, was set up to identify new unregistered sex offenders as well as unreported vehicles, cellular phones, and non-compliant transient offenders. The operation resulted in 58 sexual offenders and predators being arrested for non-compliance, with 77 felony charges for failure to register and violation of sexual offender probation. The operation was successful in assisting the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, a great agency, in accomplishing and meeting the goals of enforcing state, local, and federal laws for non-compliant sexual offender predators, ultimately making Osceola County communities much safer. So we applaud the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Well done. We thank them for making a positive difference in Osceola County. Of course, FDLE and the federal agencies as well. There's much more to that in detail on our site, once again, at positivelyosceola.com, and look to today's broadcast. That should give you the full story links, and it's quite informative what they actually did. You know, I tell you, we live in such a rapidly growing county. It's challenging for our law enforcement sometimes, but they work so hard at what they do day in and day out, and they put themselves in harm's way day in and day out. So we thank them all for sure. A little lighter on the news moment on this next little segment. We can get it going here for you. And here it is. On the last Wednesday of every month in downtown St. Cloud, come check out locally owned boutiques and businesses during the downtown St. Cloud monthly market. Enjoy dinner at any of St. Cloud's local restaurants. Browse the shops and the unique pop-up vendors, and just enjoy being out and about while doing it safely and enjoying the community we live in. We do love this community, and so things are challenging, but you're seeing that these small businesses, organizations, the government, the two incorporated cities, St. Cloud, Kissimmee, Osceola County, all working really hard to try to get things so that they're safe, so that the residents can enjoy life, and that is a big deal. So mark that on your calendar. That starts Wednesday, October 28th from 5 to 9 p.m. Again, in downtown St. Cloud. One more time, that's on your calendar. Wednesday, October 28th from 5 to 9 p.m. in downtown St. Cloud. There's the bell. Bam. Must be some kind of a phenomenon. Let's see here. Going through this. Hope everybody's having a great morning so far. If you are a coffee drinker, dig it. Okay, look at that. It's obviously a holiday moment we're about to talk about. So as we approach Halloween, once again, we're looking at how we can enjoy a super fun holiday, horrifically super, while staying safe and healthy amid the pandemic. So that's where Lowe's has decided to step in and has created a drive-thru curbside trick-or-treating event for the community. It might be a bit different this year, but it's sure to be a lot of fun for everyone. On October 22nd or 29th, families can drive up to their local Lowe's store for free candy and a small free pumpkin. Go figure. But you do have to register. Register in advance on Lowes.com/DIY rather. Not DIW. So that's Lowes.com/DIY to reserve your spot. Registration opens today, October 10th, so get busy doing that. You never know how long these things will go before they fill up. Or you can also, what am I doing? And you can choose either Thursday, October 22nd, or you choose Thursday, the 29th to participate. On your trick-or-treating day of choice, just drive up to the store, get your free candy and pumpkin, simple, fun, and safe, and all from your local Lowe's. So big thanks to Lowe's for making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Way cool. I'm thinking we're about heading toward the weather thing, and you guys are going to be able to have me away for a little bit of your life. Let me get this all straight. Find the weather. It's very important. Very important. Bam. And it's looking good too. So after starting off in the mid 70s, if you were up this morning early, we'll climb back to the high 80s. Most of the day will be clear and beautiful like it is right now. But as we enter into the midday, we'll start getting hotter, more muggy throughout Osceola County. Nothing new for us. Been doing that for a few months, right? We'll likely see storms move into the area later in the afternoon and into the early evening. Now that's not going to be a washout. They won't be for everybody, but it's increased certainly over what yesterday was bringing for us. But you'll probably feel that heat coming in, and you'll see those clouds start making their way in, and that's when you can pretty much be sure we're going to get something in the way of rain. Tomorrow will be hot again with even higher chances of rain. So, that's really the deal, folks. Glad you had the chance to sit with us this morning. And it is an absolutely beautiful day out. We hope the best for you. Hope that you have a safe and enjoyable day. If you're working, hope it goes well today. Seriously, be careful in driving. I will end by saying earlier in this past week, we had a St. Cloud crossing guard get struck by a vehicle. She was seriously injured, and it's going to be a while for her in rehab for sure. So our hearts go to her. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her and her family. She is an amazing person, and so I hate to see anybody go through this. But we drive huge vehicles, folks, and with that comes great responsibility. You got to watch out for others. You got to pay attention to what's going on in front of you in the vehicle. I know I've had my phone in my sight before, and so I'm working at that. My son reminds me not to fall into that, and so it's a very bad thing. Don't be distracted when you're driving. Remember, it's against the law, and it involves other people's lives. So again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola. Hope you have an awesome weekend. Be safe, be true, and be positive. Together, we're making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Have an awesome day, guys.